This is going to be the second part of a discussion that I started in the video on caloric deficit versus fuel calorie deficit. And we're going to talk about how you can lose body fat and still increase the amount of calories you're eating every day. So I'm actually going to use myself as an example. Looking at picture here, this is me shortly after I started following a carnivorous diet. And then on the left and then on the right is me about 9 months in, a little over 8 months, 9 months into doing it. So we have about an 8 or 9 month period here where I just gotten started. I was already doing kind of a low carb, trying to do overall caloric deficit eating to lose body fat, and then where I'm at now. So let's just get started. So basically, on the left here, when I started, I was, let's put these numbers here. I was around 200 pounds. All right. I was at 17% body fat. And I had about 162 pounds of lean mass. Okay. So that's where I'm starting. That's where I started at. All right. I was eating here. I'm just going to expand this all the way down. Just fill out information as you go. My BMR, my base metabolic rate, the amount of calories that my body would estimated to burn just sitting on my butt doing nothing, was about 1,900 calories a day. All right. And my macros, what I was eating, the breakdown of how the food that I was eating was fat was about 100 grams a day. Carbs was about 75 grams a day. And protein was about 135 grams a day. Okay. So that totaled about 1,740 calories per day. All right. So around a 150 to 200 calorie deficit every single day. All right. Now, even more so if you include exercise, right? Because my exercise adjustment for calories was about 500 calories. Okay. So my exercise each day that I exercise took out another 1,500 calories. So altogether, my total caloric deficit was about 670 calories per day. All right. So at that rate, I should have been seeing a ton of progress. Right. And I was getting leaner, just like I wanted to. The problem is I was also getting weaker. My overall, I could not gain any more lean mass, and I was just generally getting swollen. Like I was just shrinking in general, and that's pretty much where I was at. So one of the reasons why I had started to do carnivore, I wanted to look into the idea of, I've heard people could lose body fat and not lose muscle mass. How does this work? Does it work? Let me give it a shot. So here's what happened about 9 months into carnivore. Right. So pay attention to the numbers, guys, because this is, I'm not trying to just say, I think this is what's happening. I'm showing you, I'm telling you what actually happened to me. Okay. So I'm currently 185. Now, this picture here is about 9 months in. I am currently about, let's see, what are we in now? I'm currently 17 months in. Okay, carnivore, zero carbs, just meat and animal products, meat and dairy and eggs and fish for the last year and some months. Okay, so I'm currently now, and I've been able to maintain these numbers for the past 6 months, right, without really freaking out about food, without having to track everything, without counting every macro, every calorie I put in my mouth. I don't count calories at all. I look at food and I go, that looks about right. I'm going to eat that. If I'm hungry, I'll eat more. If I'm not hungry, I won't eat more. And when I'm hungry again, I'll eat again. And I have an average that I just kind of hit naturally because that's what my body wants. I have taught myself what amounts are because this is kind of what I do. So I know a little bit more probably than the average layperson when it comes to estimating and looking at amounts of food and trying to quantify what I'm putting into my body. But for the most part, I don't really think about what I'm eating. I just grab some food and go. So being able to maintain, one of the biggest things that people talk about on a low carb, zero carb diet is that it's not sustainable. It's the easiest way to eat, and I don't understand how people can say it's not sustainable. I'm at 185. I've been at 185 for a little over 6 months. All right. I've been at 10% body fat for a little over 6 months. Okay. My lean body mass, my lean mass has gone up just a little bit to 165. Okay. My BMR has gone down, okay, to about 1800. Right? That should make it harder, right? Because now I have to eat even less, right, to lose. But it really doesn't make a difference. My macros, what I'm currently eating, fat, okay, about 150 grams a day. Carbs, 0. Protein, I'll just say this. When I started doing this, I was about 225, right? 225 grams. When I started doing this, I'm currently at about 300 grams, just so you guys have an idea there. All right. Because we can play with the numbers a little bit if you want to. So what my total caloric intake right now is, right? So total calories per day that I'm eating, all right, is 2,250 calories a day. Okay. I am eating almost over 500 calories more per day at a lower BMR than I did a year ago. And I am maintaining my muscle mass and I'm keeping my fat low. I have not lost strength. I've only been getting stronger. All my strength and lifting PRs, my 1 rep maxes, my 3 rep maxes, my 5 rep maxes, all of the metcons and metabolic conditioning workouts and high intensity training that I do has all improved. Everything has gotten better. My body composition, as you can tell in the picture, has gotten way better. Eating more calories. I'm eating more and I'm losing body fat. Okay. And then if we still put in my exercise adjustment, right? 500 calories. My total deficit is 60 cows, right? I shouldn't be doing anything at that point. That's basically even, right? But it's not what happens, right? And the reason is based on what we talked about in the first video, right? Caloric deficit versus fuel calorie deficit. Because my protein is the base and I'm using fat as my lever for body composition and fuel and energy availability, I am able to control how much body fat I have, because if I eat more fat than my body needs, it will add fat to my body. If I eat less fat and let my body use the fat that's stored in itself, adipose tissue, then I will lose body fat, right? It has nothing to do with protein. I don't need to count every single bite I put in my mouth, because the only ones that matter for energy consumption and body fat control are the fat, right? If I wanted to throw carbs in there, I could throw carbs in there. It just adds another level of management in what you're doing, but it is possible, and you do not have to do complete and total everything that you eat goes into your mouth that matters, because it doesn't, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. Here's an example of how fuel calories are different than regular calories, all right? Total calories. They don't matter, right? Protein is not a fuel. Stop counting it as a fuel. Manage your. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope that it's given you some information and tools that will help you live a better quality of life. For more videos and to get notified when new things come out, subscribe to this channel and you'll get all the information as soon as it hits. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you can find me at the Apex Training System,
Or if you're interested in our programs and what we can do to help you with it, whether it's one-on-one coaching or whether it's in a group online program, go to theapextrainingsystem.com and get all the information about what we do. Look forward to talking to you. Have a great day.